Hủy mẹ đang thật ta ná.
మర్చిపోయినా సీడీ డబ్బులు పెట్టుకోవాలి కదా గుడిగుండుగా వేసుకెళ్ళి పక్కన పెట్టి
ఇది వరకు 10 అలాగే పెట్టావు కదా ఎవడన్నా రూపాయి ఎత్తుకున్నా రూపాయలు
పొడిగేస్తారా
తీసుకెళ్ళు ఎనిమిదింటికి వచ్చేస్తాడా ఇదిగో 9ంటికో పట్టుకెళ్ళాలి 50 వస్తాయి. అడిగి తెచ్చేసుకో. లేకపోతే లేవంటే వచ్చి వాళ్ళతో తర్వాత ఇద్దరు వెళ్ళని వచ్చి. ఎవడన్నా చెప్పబోయి మానేసిన చూడు. వాళ్ళు వచ్చంట 8 నెలల 9 నెలలుగానే అయిందంట అప్పటికి మొన్నప్పుడు పెట్టుకోని వంటలని అన్నది అక్క. రేపు 4 నెలలు పోయినట్టు చూడు వస్తుంది కదా. మూడు కళ్ళ వంట చేసుకుంటాను. సరే కదా. అవును కనపడదు. అడుగులేదు సరే ఎంత అయిపోయిందా గాడి సరిపోతా. కట్టేసాడు కదా. అలా తినేయండి అని చెప్తాడు. అడుగుతున్నా తెలియదే నేను వస్తాను మళ్ళీ తెచ్చిపోయాను అడుగుతాము. తిన్నావా అని చెప్పి నాకు చెప్పా. అవును అక్కడ ఉంటుందా That's really something. Tamam. Okay. Ya sen kan belum kan itu nih itu kan ada itu ini dia benar hey look అదే అలా కొంచెం ఏదో కవర్లో పెట్టినట్టు అది ఇచ్చేసారా ఉంచుకున్నారా అని పిల్లలు లేకపోతే ఎవరు కదా వచ్చినప్పుడు ఏంటి
you are building a customized image from the base image. Okay, you want to use, first you have to use a base image, then only you can create a custom image. So from will specify the base image. From the base image we are creating. So now we are creating a Docker image for Nginx web server. Okay, we are creating a Docker image for Nginx web server. Nginx is a web server, just like Tomcat. Now for that, what we have Nginx base image. Okay, we are now creating a Docker image from Nginx. So from command specifies the base image. From which base image we are pulling it. So here in this example, Nginx. Okay. Now you know what will happen now if I specify like this. So I'm specifying like this. So this command will pull the base image, which is Nginx. And from where it will pull? It will connect to the Docker hub. It will connect to automatically Docker hub. From your machine through internet, it will connect to the Docker hub. And this is a public image. So this is a public image. To connect to Docker hub for public image, you don't need to use password. But there are some private images. For that, you have to use password. Okay, like that. Okay. So this is a base image. Now, from this base image, you know what we'll do? Now, from this base image, when you do a Docker build, okay, when Docker image is being built, intermediately, it will create a container. From this, an intermediate container will be launched. Intermediate container will be created. Container will be created internally. Okay. Now, in this intermediate container, now you can think like this is a separate machine. Now the copy command, what it will tell is, the copy command will copy the index.html to this path, to the path we specific, to the user share Nginx HTML, to this path. From where it will copy, this entire thing is where this you are using this virtual machine, right? This entire thing you are doing in the your Linux machine, right? In the your machine, virtual machine, or if you are having the Linux operating system machine, physical machine, virtual machine. Now here, from where in some path you will be using this one, right? So your index.html should be in that path. Okay. or in other words, this is a Docker file. This is a Docker file, right? This you will be saving in a Docker file. The name itself is a Docker file. And this file you will be saving in some path. Wherever this Docker file is there, copy the index.html in that path. Now what this copy will do is, it will take this index.html from this path and it will copy to this container. And now after completing this command, now this will launch one final image, one final Docker image. This is only temporary, that's all. This is only temporary. So this final Docker image, you know what it will have? It will have nginx plus the HTML, the index.html. The index.html. Index.html is your own file. It is your own file. Say, this copy command, what it does? It will copy the index.html from your host machine file path. See your Docker file. See, let me tell you one thing. I'll write here. See, what I'll do is, see, I'll just say v8 Docker file. Okay, v8 Docker file. V8 is for editor. So what I'll do, I'll say from nginx. Okay, then copy. It is better to use in capital letters, from. Next, copy index.html /user share nginx /html. I'm using here. This is my Docker file, and this is in which path? Currently in this home Ubuntu path. Now I should have index.html in this path. This is my own file. I will create the HTML file like this. H1. H1. This is DevSecOps course studying Docker. This is some HTML. Okay, I just say like this. Now this index.html is also in the same path. Is in the same path of Ubuntu. If I just say ls, you should know some basic Unix commands, okay, Linux commands. So this is your Docker file, and this is your index.html. Now, when I say Docker build, now when I say, now how I'll build a Docker image? So first you should have a Docker file. First you should write a Docker file. And this Docker file, okay, you should use command called Docker build. There is a command called Docker build. Docker build, okay. This is a Docker file. So you should use a Docker build. This will create a Docker image. So during Docker build only, it will read step by step of this. Okay, it will read step by step of this. This is your Docker file. So during Docker build only, it will read line by line. Okay. So first it will take from nginx, from the base image. Okay. It will take from the base image. Next it will build a intermediate container. In the intermediate container, it will copy the index.html from your, okay, this wherever this file is there, this will be there in your Ubuntu machine, right? So in wherever this file is there, this index.html also will be there. It will copy to this path, and this path is your ngnx path, because this ngnx is having base image, right? In that base image, this path will be there. So it will copy this index.html to HTML. Okay. Now you will get a final image, and this final image is this one. And this final image, what it contains? It contains ngnx plus index.html in this path. Okay. Final image contains ngnx plus index.html in the ngnx path. Okay. So how to execute the Docker build? So now I'll tell you. So sudo Docker build. Sudo is your root permission. Okay. -t. Okay. You can give like my image. Give some name to this. Okay. -t is then give some name. And dot means your current directory. So it will refer the Docker file. Now you see it is building, you see. See pulling, you see the command here. From ngnx means it is pulling from library. Which library? Your Docker up library. Okay. And then it is copying index.html to this. Now I got Docker image created. To see that list of Docker images, see this is the way how we'll build. So this is the command. Docker build. This command will create Docker image with name my image from Docker file. Okay. Now to list the Docker image, if it's created or not, to list or see whether it is created or not, I'll say sudo Docker images. Now you see, I got, this is nginx is the base image, and on top of that, my image has been created, my own image. The name I have given as my image, right? So this is my own image, you see, at the bottom. You see, and this is the image ID. So this will list sudo Docker images. So this command will list Docker image along with image ID. Okay. Now to run Docker image, I'll set sudo Docker run. So, or to create it, or we can say like this, to create a Docker container from Docker image. From Docker image, to create Docker container from Docker image, I'll say sudo Docker run. I'll give image ID. What are the image ID? This is the image ID, right? I'll give the image ID. Okay, just one. One minute. Okay. So I'm just trying to. No, it is not. No, I'm not clearing actually. I'm just trying to view the Docker image. For that command, I'm looking actually. No, I'm not clearing it actually. I know the clear command. I'm just trying to view the content in this image. So that's what. There is one command actually. Okay. Even if you don't knew the content also, just for to show you. I mean, this image will contain some. I think. So we have to see this this image. Even if you don't see also, I just wanted to try. That's all. Okay. Something like if it is a DevPMCL, you can use CLM. No. exec is when you want to actually log into the container shell. When you want to log into the container shell, you will use exec -id. Okay. But if you want to see the content, exec will come on. Let me see. Exec. Exec, can you give Docker image ID? You can give inspect. So these are all your Docker. So internally, this is the content actually. This is your root FS, root file system, lower directory. Okay. From here, you can have nginx command. There is one more command that starts with the C. I'm just checking for CMP. I can get the stats of that. That's what I'm checking for. That. I'm checking for the stats of this image. Like at which time this, the size of the image. Here it is already given. But instead of giving all this, it will display in a tabular format. I'm checking for that command, like the stats. There is a stat command actually. If you find it, let me know that command. I forgot that command. CMP stats. I'm just checking for that. No. Docker PS will give the process status. So there is a process status. When you once launch the containers, right, that will give the process status. Docker PS. But this will give actually some stats command. CMP stats. Let me open this. Stats. Okay. So once we launch the container, we can have that. Yes, start display live stream of container resource. Start. Okay. So what I'll do is, I'll just run the container. I'll just run the container. Sudo docker image. Then I'll run this command. Sudo docker run -it-p. I'll tell you what this is. 8080:80 my image. Now you see it is running. See what this command is telling is, I'll tell you. So this command, what this that is, see my image is your Docker image. My image is your Docker image, right? The image that you created. Now from Docker image, you are creating a Docker container. From Docker image, you are creating a Docker container, right? Now Docker container will be running in some port. So your Nginx will be default port is 80. Default port of Nginx. Currently you created Nginx, right? Default port is 80. Okay. Now you use a Docker run command. Okay. And -it is the -it will actually make the process to run. Okay, without exiting. And -p is the port mapping. And what this port mapping will do is 8080 is your host port, your host machine port. And 80 is your container port. That means, say you have a host machine like this. You have a host machine like this. Okay, that is your VM. And in this host machine, you launched a container, Nginx container. Okay, Nginx container. And this container is running on port 80. This Nginx is running on port 80. And host machine, okay, you are mapping some port in the host machine 8080 8080 to this port. Now your host machine will have some IP address, right? Will have some IP address, right? Now if I access IP address :8080 port, your host machine port, okay, the request will be redirected to Nginx container port 80. You are mapping the host port, host machine port with the container port. And this Docker container, Nginx by default will be running on port 80, default port. Now, if I just run this command now, see, it is running the command now. Okay. Now I think I have to open the host machine port. For that, I'll go to my security groups. Go here. In the inbound rules, you have to edit inbound rules, create add rule. Here you can create 8080 port. You can allow any traffic. 0 means it is allowing any traffic. Okay. Now go to your instances and then go to your IP address and access 8080
అమ్మ పట్టుతుంటావా అమ్మా అమ్మ అట్టు
8080. You are given the security group correctly, right? This is the security group. You are allowing the port 88. Let me try from another shell. From curl it is coming on. Curl HTTP. Control C. Colon 8080/index.html. Security groups. Which security group I open? 1 minute. This is your security, right?